I want to start this video by saying I do not hate any of these actresses I'm going to name in this video. I love them all, and they are all black actresses. But we need to do better. We talk about, this is a conversation that nobody likes to have, so guess what? We're going to have it. Racism outside of the black community is a problem. We know that. It's been a problem for thousands of years, hundreds of years. We've been through that. But the thing that no one likes to talk about is the racism within the black community. Let's talk about it. How darker girls like myself are made to feel like crap because we're not light-skinned, or we don't have good hair or white European features. Do you guys know that back in the day, the slave owners said that if you separate the darker ones from the lighter ones, you would create a division, you would create a divide, you would create animosity. There's a reason they had the lighter-skinned slaves in the house and the darker ones outside picking cotton. They were trying to separate us to create that animosity, and that stuck within the black community, and you guys are still doing it. You just don't even realize it. That's why our black men prefer lighter-skinned girls with light features, or if they don't have the lighter-skinned girls, they want a white girl, they want an Asian girl. That's why when you look at the tag baddie on Instagram, it's mostly white girls and light-skinned black girls. You rarely see dark-skinned girls, right? Let's talk about Hollywood, how their token black girls are Halle Berry, love her, but Halle Berry, Zendaya, Amanda Steinberg, Zoe Kravitz. Those are our token black women in Hollywood. Those are the black women they're comfortable with putting in big budget movies. And what do they all have in common? They're all mixed with white. I'm not knocking that they're not black, because they are, but they're all mixed with white, and they have light white European features. They're not dark skinned. They don't have natural hair. They don't look like Viola Davis. Even though Viola Davis is getting bigger roles, she's not, I don't want to say fetishized, but she's not fantasized the same way about, people don't look at Viola Davis and look at Halle Berry the same. And they're both equally beautiful women, but people look at Halle Berry and they're like, wow. And especially people from other cultures, non-black people, white people, look at her and they're like, wow, she's hot, she's sexy, she's a gorgeous black woman. And then they look at Viola Davis and it's just a different type of attraction. It's a different thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what, like, Hollywood's doing. I am sick and tired of seeing the same type of black girl in movies. We do not all look like Zoe Kravitz and Zendaya. Half of us don't look like Zoe Kravitz and Zendaya. Half of us look like this. We look like actresses like Ryan Destiny or China Anne McClain. Like, we look like that. So put more of those actresses in big budget movies and stop using your 4 token black girls for everything. That's annoying, and it's degrading, and it's insensitive, and it's lazy. You just don't want to take the time to find darker girls for these roles. There's tons of dark actresses out there. Tons of them. But you'd rather just hire the same 3 actresses over and over and go, oh, well, we have our black actress. We've met our black quota. You haven't even scratched your black quota. How about we start having movies where Ryan Destiny is the lead? She's gorgeous. She sings, she dances, and she acts, and she's gorgeous. She's a gorgeous chocolate actress. Why not? Why can't China Anne McClain have some big roles? Why not? Keke Palmer. Why not? She has the star power. She has the social media influence. Why not? Do you see the disconnect? Do you see what I'm saying? You have the lighter girls who are at the top of the hierarchy, and then you have the dark girls who are just as talented as those lighter girls, probably even more so, and they're all the way down here. And why? Because the color of their skin. And that's because the outside world, the white people, have ingrained in our heads since slavery that being lighter is better. That being dark is a crime, it's a punishment, it's disgusting, it's ugly. So people with features like mine feel ugly. We don't see ourselves on TV. We don't see ourselves in media. We don't feel desired. We don't feel like we can be soft and beautiful. We feel like we have to be angry, strong black women because that's the only narrative we have on TV. And then you have Zendaya and Zoe Kravitz, or any others like actresses being flowy and dainty and delicate and desired by all these different men. But then you put us on TV and it's like, they're scared of us. We have an attitude. What's that about? If we have an attitude, it's because you're trapping us in this narrative and making us have an attitude. I don't walk around with an attitude all the time. I walk around smiling all the time. People think that's even weirder. Why is she always smiling? Because I'm happy. I'm not in that angry black narrative box that you want me to be in. And guess what? I'm not walking around twerking, eating hot chips, screeching, being loud and ghetto. I'm not. I'm actually very quiet and reserved. Who knew, right? You would know if you asked me. The point of this video is to say stop putting us all in that box. And to Hollywood, I want you to hire more dark actresses. I want you to hire more queer artists. Stop hiring straight people to play gay people when there's plenty of gay, LGBTQ plus actresses, singers, dancers, whatever. There's plenty of them out there. So stop hiring Jennifer Lawrence and Emma Stone Scarlett Johansson to play Asians, and stop hiring like Jennifer Lawrence's to play gay people. Let's hire some actual gay people, some actual trans actors. Let's do it. Let's make it happen, because I'm tired of seeing movies, and I have a lot of favorite white actors and actresses, but I'm tired of seeing movies where it's 99.9% white, because that's not what the world looks like. I want to see a movie like Crazy Rich Asians. I loved that movie, and it was all Asians, and it was absolutely amazing. I was not mad that I did not see a white person. Because guess what? That's not what America looks like. That's not what the world looks like. It's not just all white people. I know you guys have in your head in Hollywood and in the world, apparently, in Trump land, it's all white people. But guess what? It's not. When I went to go see Aladdin, I barely saw a white person in it. I think they had like the one guy that played the prince or whatever, but it was mostly, I don't want to say the wrong thing, like Middle Eastern, Indian cultures. And I thought that was, and Will Smith, black people, I thought that was great. I like that I barely saw any white people, because guess what? That's not the world. Disclaimer, I also don't hate white people, but I'm just saying the world is diverse. There's so many different cultures and people and skin tones. So why do we keep whitewashing the music industry, the art industry, the dance industry, and movies, films? I'll have you know, there's lots of black people in France. So why haven't I seen a black French movie? And they're probably out there, but why aren't they as popular as the white French movies? There are black French people. They're called Haitians. Before you guys even get into it, there's tons of black English people, and I know there's some black English films, but why aren't they as popular as the white English films? You get what I'm saying? Or if you're going to have a white English film, let's throw some black actors in there, because England's not all white people. No matter what part of England you go to, there's a black person, there's a black community, there's a black community everywhere. We are everywhere, so we want to see ourselves represented on screen. I want to see more John Boyegas. Is that how you say his name? John Boyegas. I want to see more of him. I think he's a great actor, and he's handsome. I want to see him more in films, and he's English. I rest my case. I want to see him more in films outside of Star Wars. I think the black community needs to support him more, but I also want to see him more. I want to see more Ryan Destiny. I love Ryan Destiny. I think she's beautiful. I want to see her more. I will advocate for her until the day I die, because she has it. She has it, and I want to see her more. I want to see more all Asian films, like Crazy Rich Asians. I want to see more Middle Eastern Indian center films, because they're beautiful and they have a beautiful culture. I want to see more black films and not the stereotypical gang, thug, violence. I'm tired of that narrative as well, because we're not all like that. The majority of us aren't like that. And I want to see some classy black romance films. I want to see Issa Rae and more things as a leading lady. I want to see more. I want to see more leading ladies like Issa Rae and Ryan Destiny. Hollywood, I know you can do it. Stop being lazy and hire more diverse black actresses. So then little black girls like me can grow up and see the proper representation and don't hate themselves all their lives because they think they have to be white or they have to be lighter to be pretty. Because you give little chocolate girls like me, you give them serious issues and insecurities because they think they have to be lighter to be pretty. A lot of my insecurities and depression centered around my skin color because I did not see that growing up. I was surrounded by white media, and the black media I did have was lighter skinned girls, and the black girls were seen as pretty, but not as pretty as the Beyoncés. It was always like, Kelly Rowland is pretty, but she's not Beyonce. And I'm sick of that because they're both equally beautiful and they're both equally talented. Kelly should be just as famous as Beyonce, but is she? No, and why isn't she? Black community, I think you know the answer to that. We're no better than the white man because we're just as racist against each other as they are to us. And if they throw that argument in there, even though it's not their place because they're white and nothing that goes on in the black community is not their business. But if they throw that in there, they're right. We don't even like each other. We worship the lighter skinned black people. And we talk down on and degrade the darker skinned people. We don't lift them up the way that we lift up Beyonce. Kelly Rowland should have been just as famous as Beyonce, and she's not. Why? Gabrielle Union is just as I was going to say Gabrielle Union and Halle Berry are on the same level, but I don't know because we've never given Gabrielle Union the opportunity to get on Halle Berry's level. Gabrielle Union might be a fantastic actress. She might be winning Oscars too if we gave her the same love we gave Halle Berry. And she's gorgeous. 2020 is becoming the year of change. So for 2021, I want to see more diversity in films. I want you guys to hire more queer artists. I want you guys to stop ripping off queer artists. I want you guys to stop ripping off black artists and painting it as your own. Because for years, for centuries, you guys have been stealing from black culture and painting it as your own, putting a little twist on it and calling it your own. Like those do-rags. Was it Marc Jacobs that had those do-rags on the runway and got slammed for it? Or how that one year, was it 2014, 2013? When Kylie Jenner started wearing acrylics and then all the little preppy white girls wanted to wear acrylics because Kylie Jenner was wearing it. Let's do better. Let's do better. Okay? I think we can do better. Yeah. I have nothing else to say. Let's hire more diversity. Let's love the darker girls because we need it just as much as the red girls need it. And anything, the red girls don't need it at all. Love us. We're just as beautiful as they are. Love each other. Let's stop with the hate. Let's stop with discrimination. We have to come together as community, as one. When we can support each other, then we can get together and fight the enemy, which is Trump. If we can't come together, we're not going to be able to come together to fight him because we're still split down the middle. You know what I'm saying? So if we can just come together right now. No, but seriously, if we can just come together and form as one, be a strong community, then we can attack Trump. Because our heads are in the game. We love each other. We're connected. We have to stop that light skin, black skin stuff. We're done with that. We're all black. But my point still stands. We have to love the dark girls just as much as we love the light girls. And the reason why we fetishize the lighter skinned girls is because of slavery and because of that slave master mentality. Separate them and see it. And they were right. They separate us from the beginning of time and it's still happening. We're still saying, oh, that red bone. I love me a red bone. Dark girls don't get that same love. And I think it's time we do. That's all. Subscribe, like, comment. I would actually like to know your opinions. This wasn't this was my honest opinion, so whatever. I would like to know your opinions within the black community as a chocolate girl myself, so I know how it feels. It's not like I'm somebody else trying to say this. It is what it is. The black community don't want to have this conversation. Every time this conversation comes up, it's, oh, we're all black. But let's be real. We get treated differently. We get seen as undesirable, and we're at the bottom of the hierarchy, the dating list. You ask anybody outside of the black community or within the black community if they'd rather have a red girl or a chocolate girl, they're going to say a red girl. Let's be real. They're going to say, oh, they're both no, you would choose a red girl before you chose me. Let's be real. So, yeah, this is open for discussion. Not for white people. Only within the black community. This is open for discussion. And I would love to know your honest thoughts. Whether you agree with me or whether you agree with me. Because we do need to do better. This is not a you can disagree thing. It's not. Because I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm saying let's lift the other up to be on the same level as one. Let them both be equal. One's not better than the other. So it's not a disagree situation. It's either you agree or you agree. And what can we do to move forward to make sure that happens so that future generations of dark girls don't feel inferior to the lighter skinned girls and for them to know they're just as beautiful. Okay? See you next time.